Hello and welcome everyone back to another video. Magic Calculator back in crypto video. Today we're going to be covering the latest and greatest of crypto news, covering Pulsechain, why it is the most undervalued network with the highest growth potential. Tons of great bullish news, honestly, to look forward to. A reminder that the fear, the uncertainty, the doubt should not be played into, as it will fudge you out of your bags. We are still on track with a normal bull run cycle. So watch the whole video through and we will clear some of that FUD. Hopefully. Thank you very much for all the support, by the way. Quickly before we jump into it, quick thanks to my YouTube members, the people who are choosing to support my small channel. Thank you very much. And the highlighted comment goes to Macro Marcelo. Okay, that's a nice name. That would be super duper wonderful. I think he was referring to a video where I said Pulsechain will make a lot of millionaires once Ethereum goes to 7,000, because of the fact that Ethereum is that Pulsechain is very heavily linked with Ethereum, of course. And then he says, "I love your content, man. It's a hell of a lot better than listening to your friend cry." Not sure who's he referring to, but thank you very much for the comment, guys. Aside from that, looking into the crypto market today, more or less going sideways in the Pulsechain, kind of seeing the same thing, more on the negative side, but that is not to be worried, because of course we're in here for the long run. Okay, we're looking at the mid to long term. We don't care. We're not short term price oriented. It's all about the delaying of gratification. DCAing and hodling is the literal hack to this game, to this casino, which is crypto, where literally 95% of traders and investors do not make money and they get punished. Okay, because a lot of them, they only buy when the green candles have already happened. They already buy when they just want to follow the 99% of people where they already at. You know what I mean? This is why we're seeing cases with Solana. It's becoming full of rugs, because now you have even, I think I've even seen a post where someone was rugging for $30, guys. Yeah, it's become really sad. And of course, by the way, this is not fun. These times are not fun. Do not get me wrong. Like, even for me, like, I don't really look at the chart every single day. It's very hard to not look at it, but at the same time, you guys need to understand that with prices going lower and lower, creating all-time lows, or creating new bottoms, it actually primes and deepens the kind of like the slingshot effect, right? Because the lower we go, actually the higher it will be able to grow. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll show you guys in a second what I mean by that. And obviously the main trajectories that I'm looking at with the tokens that we're going to be talking about today as well, mainly with the richer hardcore tokens. I'm going to be talking more into the Hex, because that is going to be kind of the main subject of the video today. So looking into the crypto market, Bitcoin is still hovering around that 60k, 59,000. Ethereum is doing okay as well, 2.6k. Again, don't worry about the altcoin season. It's not going to happen anytime soon. We might start seeing the rallying up to it, I would say, in the next month or two, right? But the peak, okay, and this one is what I usually like to, the chart that I usually like to show, is you looking at the crypto total crypto market cap, which is called the others, right? And it's basically all the excluding top 10 coin market cap coins. And you can see that here, me, after doing some technical analysis, to be honest with you, looking at the previous bull runs, because that's the previous history data that we're gonna look into, create patterns and stuff like that, because history usually does repeat itself. It does usually rhyme. Yes, I understand it's not past performance is not indicative of future performance. I of course understand that there's always going to be a risk. It's never going to be certain. This is always going to be with the risk capital. At the end of the day, this is crypto, right? But that's the next best thing that we can do, is look at and identifying patterns. And it seems to me that we've had a very consistent formula where the Bitcoin halving year usually is not the year where you make the greatest amount of money, or the generational wealth, whatever. The most amount of money happens in the year after the Bitcoin halving, okay? And specifically, when you look at these, the white lines indicate the Bitcoin halving, and you can see that I've made these lines, and it shows almost accurately that after a year, basically on 50 days plus, we reach the first peak of the altcoin season, right? Because I'm looking at others basically counts as altcoins right here, okay? And it seems like, obviously, from the peak 1 to peak 2, it seems also very consistent that it's 210 days between the two peaks. And again, it's not really necessarily that the second peak is going to be higher than the first peak, but it kind of gives you a range of, okay, the start of the peak of the altcoin season to the end of it, basically, or kind of to the second peak of it. So I created that box, and then looking at the ratios between, you can see here 360x happened in 2016, and then a 72x happened in 2020, the altcoin season of that. And of course, because of the diminishing returns, you take kind of the ratios between that. How much are we going to assume will happen in this, or in 2025? It will be around, if you look into the ratios, it'll be around 14x. So this is why I created this box, and you can see that we have a kind of an, I'm predicting a peak to be around the 14th, or kind of the end of March. And then obviously the second peak to be anywhere up until the end of 2025. And I think that's sums it up very beautifully, that you want to hold for the long term, and what we mean by long term is of course 2025. So yeah, there's a lot of fearful events that's happening, could be in real life, and as well, stuff like the recession fears, stuff like the Japan stock market crash. It does affect crypto at the end of the day, because it generates the fear mongering type of thing. But of course, I don't think we're gonna go into a recession. Don't get me wrong, inflation is not great, but unfortunately I do think that we will inflate our way out of a recession, if you understand what I mean. Okay, it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing, but it is what it is. This is why we're here. This is why I'm making videos about crypto at the end of the day. Okay, because yeah, if you really think about it, which one is really inflationary? You know what I mean? You look into Pulsechain, that literally burns with every transaction, and you're going to compare it to the fiat system, where yeah, they're telling you, oh yeah, we've printed a 3% this year, and then they keep another 2% on the low, which nobody knows about. Look at the Cantillon effect. They're going to use that 2% to buy scarce assets like real estate, gold, etc., and then yeah, the effect will trickle down to us, the normal people, the working class, the middle class, etc. And then yeah, we will be the last one to get the benefits of that. Matter of fact, we will get the negatives of the inflation. So yeah, this is why honestly I look into crypto. It is a solution to break out of this, the 9 to 5, the rat race. The people say that kind of sounds cringy when you talk about it, but it really truly is a smart instrument, or an instrument to make money in a smart way rather than the hard way. Okay, so I really hope you guys take into that. I don't want to try to overhype crypto at the end of the day, because yes, it is truly high risk. Okay, you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to be going into crypto in a full time. No. That should be your kind of plan B, right? You need to have a kind of a safety net until then. Hopefully with my videos, hopefully with this bull run, because understand that we have one bull run every 4 years. You want to make the best out of it. Okay, within the four years of the bear market, how are you going to be making money within crypto? You have to think of other avenues. Become a builder, become a developer, etc. So but that's for another topic. But moving on, by the way, total crypto market cap right now, we're at 2 trillion. I am estimating, using the Fibonacci retracement, again looking at kind of patterns, I'm estimating it to be around the 7 to 12 trillion, 12 being absolutely aspirational. I think the realistic would be around in the 3.6 Fibonacci level, which is 10 trillion. So yeah, you can take a screenshot of this. This is kind of what I came up with, and I think I'm very confident with this, and I think we will reach this around the Q2 of 2025 towards Q3. Okay, Q2, Q3 is going to be that peak of the bull run, in my honest opinion. But yeah, same thing as well, because I even made a tweet about this, by the way, which I urge everyone to go follow me in my Twitter link in the description, where I said, things to keep an eye on as indicators. And I tell people, look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, look at the total crypto market cap chart, look at the others. So the one that I just showed you guys, look at the ETH BTC ratio. That's absolutely important, because that's the number one thing, is that before we expect an altcoin season to start, we need Bitcoin to first go up. We need Ethereum to secondly go up. Right, we need retailers to make money first, right? Have them be happy with a 2, 3, 4, 4, 5x with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Okay, after that, that's where they're going to be like, oh, what? I want to make a 10x now. I want to make a 50x. They're going to look at, and they're going to see Pulsechain, guys. They're going to see Pulsechain. We're barely on one centralized exchange, Pulsechain, which is Maxi. Think about how early you are into Pulsechain. Okay, so this is why, again, I'm making these videos, just to give you guys the information, the what's called asymmetry information, right? That I'm telling you guys that the rest of the 99% of the crypto world doesn't know about yet. Okay, so here when I talk about, for example, PDAI, the token that basically right now, if we look at it, it will cost you around $1,887 to get 1 million units of it, which potentially could become worth $1 million. Okay, it's basically at 0.001. Okay, we almost peaked at 1 cent, very close to hitting that 1 cent, which is absolutely crazy, and I hope we're gonna break that soon at 1 cent. But those retailers are gonna flock into Pulsechain, being extremely happy to make like a 5x from 20 cents to the $1. Do you get what I mean? They're gonna be very happy. They're gonna be like, oh my god, how, you know what I mean? Oh, I think I'm super early. I'm gonna make a 5x with this. It's a no-brainer. But we're here with an absolute crazy, mind-boggling 133x away to that $1. Oh, actually no, that's not even to the $1. That's to 25 cents. But to the $1, that's a 500x, guys. Yeah, it's crazy. And at the peak, by the way, if we go back at the peak, we were only 100 at the peak, by the way, almost. We were 103x away from that point. So yeah, this is what I mean by the slingshot effect. The lower it goes, the more gains you can actually make. So imagine the difference between making 500x to making 100x, guys. Absolutely crazy. That's actually a huge difference. Huge difference. This is why I tell people, DCA, we can never call the bottom. That's why I'm never going to call the bottom again. Okay, I made a few videos back then about it, but I'm never going to use that really, unless I'm trying to clickbait people. But the next best thing, because we don't have a crystal ball, what's the next best thing? It really is, the next best thing is to DCA, dollar cost average. Buying slowly. This is your set amount that you want to invest in. Divide that by 10. Do purchase intervals either once per week, once per few days, or once per every 2 weeks. And then by the time you reach the 10th payment installment, you would have a very good average entry price. You know what I mean? And then you keep doing that. So as it goes down, you just keep doing it, the same formula. It doesn't matter. As it goes up, you keep doing the same formula. And that will pay off in the long term. Not financial advice. That's just a normal DCA. I'm just giving us educational info. Please do your own financial decisions, do your own research, of course. Yeah, I really appreciate your support, by the way, so far. So yeah, moving on to the actual news. I don't want to take too long, actually. This is one of the first amazing piece of news, by the way, because I'm a huge Hex believer, to be honest with you guys. I'm not as early as I wish I was into Hex world, but you can see here, this is a yellow line of where I started getting into Hex. I think it was around here, June, 10th of June, so only a few months ago, by the way, where I've actually officially started holding. This is PHEX, by the way, and you can see here with EHEX, I'm very fortunate to have gone into around these prices, right? Which is, I think, is extremely low prices, guys. Extremely low prices. Look at this, to 10 cents, which is not the all-time high of EHEX, is just a 91. Well, not just, it is a 91x to just 10 cents, which is absolutely crazy. And we're going to be giving you guys reasons why it is absolutely bullish. Number one, looking at the liquidity, compare it with PHEX and EHEX, different liquidities. You know what I mean? It's a double-edged sword. It has good and it comes with the bad. The good, of course, with being 17.9 is the fact that you can, exit in, enter in without any slippage. You don't have to worry about that. So it's actual real money. Liquidity is real money, as opposed to looking at the market cap. It's heavily inflated. It's not really a real number, to be honest with you guys, right? It's the liquidity that's the real, number there. The only bad thing about liquidity is, of course, that fact that it acts like weight. Okay, it's a cushion effect. So it basically is a cushioning effect where if more people buy in, it will try to keep this price very stable. It's a stabilizing effect. So the less liquid, or the thinner the liquidity there is of a token, the easier for it to go up or down. So i.e. volatility we're talking about. Okay, it's good and a bad thing. High volatility obviously means that it can go higher much easier, and of course it can go lower much easier as well. Okay, but the fact that we're looking into these times where it's absolutely depression, like we're talking about low volume days in the crypto world, we were talking about people being fearful, being doubtful, selling out, losses and crazy stuff like that, scary stuff. So it's very, in my opinion, it's great time to be looking at, okay, what are the tokens that are on the lows, in the depression. I want to buy the red, you know, I want to be greedy when everyone's fearful. That type of mentality. This is why I'm very, very happy to be in both PHEX and EHEX. Okay, so you know, we're going to be moving back to this. The US Court of Appeals reboots Hex Manipulation case against Binance.us. Now, what do we mean by this? And a big shout out to Ryan Cox, the person who just randomly woke up one day and was like, you know, I think CoinMarketCap, he manipulated, or obviously Binance, the people who own CoinMarketCap, I think they manipulated the ranking for Hex while promoting their, you know, Binance tokens. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's huge. That's not good. Which resulted, and he even mentions it right here. So if I do Control F, resulted, it claims that this resulted in Hex trading at a lower price while Binance's own cryptocurrencies were ranked higher. Guys, let me show you guys a screenshot from the olden days. Absolutely crazy. Look at this. Hex used to be number 3 spot, guys, in the CMC. Number 3 at 45 cents. Guys, in my opinion, okay, I'm going to throw this opinion out. I believe if a token reached the top 10 CMC rankings, it has a high probability of doing that again. Okay, I'm not saying that it's, you know what I mean, very, like in terms of percentages, I'm not going to say it's over 50%. But it has now, it's more likely to go into the top 10 again rather than the other tokens that haven't touched the top 10. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's the good news. Okay, but what's crazy is that once we go into the CoinMarketCap and then you type in Hex, by the way, look at that number, guys. 3,271, by the way. Absolutely crazy. I mean, okay, maybe right now, maybe it is indeed at 3,900, but I've seen other people talk about where it's supposed to be in the top 10, they actually put it all the way down in the 201 something, when it's 200s. Absolutely crazy. And this is very, very good news. The fact that, you know, it's actually something's being done about this, and people will realize, will be like, hold on, Hex, you know what I mean, it's the new Bitcoin, right? Obviously, it's controversial in terms of is it actually the new Bitcoin, etc., etc. I personally really like Hex, in my opinion. I made a kind of a deep dive video on why I do like Hex and why I believe it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not really like gonna stake, in my opinion, but I do believe in Hex in a very long-term project, both PHEX and EHEX, for different reasons. I'm actually into PHEX for different reasons than EHEX. Number one is because of the sacrifice funds. If you guys didn't know, this is the information asymmetry. You have to like this video because I'm telling you this information is stuff like this. Richard Hart is literally holding the sacrifice funds in wallets that are holding in Ethereum, the token itself. Yeah, around 172,000 Ethereum. I have, like, you know, separate bundles that I'm looking at. You can see here 98,000 amassing 320 million, and look at this one, 355 million, and then the other bundles I don't have it logged in yet, but it totals up to 172,000. This is of the wallets that we know about. Okay, yeah, this is quite crazy. And then Richard Hart hinted it multiple times that he is planning kind of this strategy where you know, obviously the whole plan of Pulsechain is to kind of clone tokens from Ethereum, give it as a freemium to people to invite over to Pulsechain. You know, that didn't kind of work out that well, but it is a gold mine, and that's called the PRC20s. This is why we have things like this, the PDAI, right? This is it's literally a clone of DAI from Ethereum, okay? But we have it on Pulsechain, and it's the fraction of the price. Now imagine, it's like rewinding time. Okay, and or it's like building a stable coin that's truly decentralized with no admin keys from the ground up. You want to be part of that ride, the most unique narratives. We have it here in Pulsechain. This is the reasons why I absolutely sleep well at night, knowing that I'm in Pulsechain, guys. You know what I mean? This is why I can literally do anything else. I don't need to think about crypto every single day because I know my positions, I don't need to do much. Okay, sometimes the best action during FUD is no reaction. Okay, so keep that in mind. Do your thesis. Okay, do your studies. Look into Pulsechain. I'm not telling you, oh my god, you have to hurry up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you guys, take your time. Okay, have any questions? Join my Telegram, link in the description, guys. 827 members. You don't need to ask me. You can ask the fellow viewers. You know, anyone will answer. It's made by the community for the community. So yeah, I really enjoy this, guys, by the way. So I try to learn a lot so I can reflect it back to you guys, because I do believe in sharing the knowledge is knowledge squared. So yeah, that's one piece of news which is absolutely bullish. The second one here, by the way, giving you guys reasons why it's absolutely bullish being in crypto, by the way. Historically accurate decaying peaks. Study sees Bitcoin price at 164,000 by 2025. By the way, I already did this. If I show you guys here, using the Fibonacci tracement, you know, kind of seeing the first target is 102,000. I think this is very easily doable in my opinion. And then the second target is around 164,000. Wait, hold on, is that actually? Wow, mine was exactly 164,000. That's so crazy. They need to pay me for doing this. But yeah, going back to it, 164,000 is kind of like the, you know, like conservative kind of achievable. Obviously now the aspirational one would be around the 250k, I would say. So yeah, expect it to be, I'm expecting it in 2025 for Bitcoin to be anywhere from 100,000 to 158,000. Obviously don't just bet on it, you know, reaching 150 or 164,000 basically right here, because that could be a span of a few days and then that's it. It'll be a falling knife, end of the bull market. You know what I mean? Like you missed it. See you next in for 70% drop incoming. See you in the next 4 years. Okay, so don't do that. Be very kind of vigilant. Okay, but this is very great indicators for you to understand where things should be, and of course looking at things like the total crypto market cap is very helpful. Okay, so yeah, very cool stuff. And another big piece, by the way, that I just want to say a quick shout out to one of the tweets that I had, where I forgot what was their name, unfortunately, but a huge credit. I'll try to leave their tweet in the description below, where the Wickoff Accumulation, someone literally said, looking at Pulsechain, the Pulse graph, it literally traces exactly on the Wickoff Accumulation. So if we go back here, and we can see the Pulse chart, by the way, right here, looks absolutely, you know what I mean? This is, you know, people look at this, will be like, you know, but bearish. Okay, RSIs are extremely low. I think these are definitely oversold conditions. Okay, but when we kind of go back into the Wickoff Accumulation, it's actually a really great TA analysis tool to look into trend reversals. So if, you know, me trying to trace this, it almost perfectly goes around the big peak and the kind of the you know, the initial sell-off right here. And because it basically, the Wickoff Accumulation has different phases. You have obviously here the sell-off, right? And then now you have the markup, and then in this phase right here you have the distribution, so the overbought conditions, and then you have the markdown, and then here you have another sell-off / accumulation. Okay, it's kind of a cycle, so expect the next thing to be, of course, you know, looking at this, is a bullish reversal. Not financial advice, but very cool stuff. I'm gonna remember to leave the person who I've seen this, it was a tweet, all credits goes to him for giving the idea, and I do 100% agree with this. I learned a lot about Wickoff Accumulation as well. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Twitter is a really great tool as well. Go follow me on Twitter as well, and go follow the person who you know, tweeted this originally as well. So really bullish stuff, guys. This is why as well, this is great. Yet another reason why I love being a Pulsechain is because the people in it. You know what I mean? And I even made a tweet about this, by the way, speaking about the people in it. And here where I said, the greatest asset is the community itself. We have very smart people here who aren't just investing, but also building. 170 creators, 70 streamers. And then I shouted out a few of my favorite people, like your friend Somi, Hexologist, Crypto Coffee, because of course they do inspire me. And then I just talk about the strong community and then the unique narratives that we have. So yeah, pretty cool stuff, guys. Okay, but looking into like kind of like generally other news, I think I'm gonna end this video here basically, because yeah, I don't need to end it short, unfortunately. You know, kind of great late news here from after Apple announced it will soon open its payment chip to third parties, and then Circle, the basic Circles, the devs behind the stablecoin USDC. CEO teased tap to pay using USDC on iPhones incoming soon. So talk about bullish news. This absolutely lowers the barrier of entry into the crypto world and bridging the gap between the real fiat world with the crypto world. Okay, at the end of the day, yes, you know what I mean, obviously stable coins within themselves are kind of controversial, but at the end of the day, we do need them. They're basically the backbones of blockchains. You know what I mean? Is unfortunate, I guess, but it is very well needed, right? That's kind of the, if you want to, you know, kind of secure your profits, you turn whatever you're holding into stable coins because you trust them enough that they're going to stay at the pegged level. There's controversial stuff like Tether, you know, printing more USDT, but yeah, in my opinion, to be honest, and this is the same opinion as Richard Hart, his favorite stablecoin is DAI, okay, because of the way he designed it, and of course the fact, one of the main reasons why he just wanted to clone it into Pulsechain so that it can take it a step further in terms of security and decentralization and make it without admin keys, okay? But at the end of the day, I really love DAI on Ethereum, and of course, you know, all the other ones, hopefully I think they're, you know, they've established their position, they've withstood this test of time, but yeah, just keep in mind that they still are centralized in a way. The USDC and USDT they do have blacklist and freeze functions. Keep that in mind. Okay, so if you're transacting with a friend that for some reason they don't like, you might fall to their centralization authorities' actions. Whatever you call them. Okay, guys, I'm going to end the video there. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. A big shout out to S-Ray. I'm going to end the video with kind of talking about this here, Richard Hart mentioning PDAI, because of course it's the only token that did hit 5,000x. By the way, and I also wanted to mention Pulsechain today is 6.4 million market cap. Again, it's one of those days with extremely low volume, but the biggest winners of Pulsechain today is a huge shout out to Coach X, by the way, and his ecosystem, the Grace currency, the PTGC. Looking at it today, huge, you know, huge winners I think of the day right now. PTGC, Alien, and then you have the other ones, of course, like Teddy Bear as well. Really great stuff. We're talking about the top 2 greatest meme coins in Pulsechain. Undeniable is honestly Teddy Bear, PTGC. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. UFO as well, I think it seems Alien here as well. UFO is as well, pretty cool. You know, shout out to DWB, shout out to HOA as well. That's there in their respective ecosystems. So yeah, pretty cool stuff, guys. I'm gonna end the video there. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Join my Telegram link in the description. Follow me on my Twitter. Subscribe for more videos. Put those notification bells on. You guys know the drill. You can support me by, you know, buying me coffee to keep me awake up at night, because I love researching crypto at late night, or become a YouTube member, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna end the video there, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day and take care.